Well, the good news is they're not working on the roof today. The bad news is we don't have much of a roof either. We'll work on it. Hey everybody, I'm Supervac Jr. Welcome to my channel here on Twitch. And today we're going to be going over the subject of Nintendo 64 racing games. Now, we've all seen Mario Kart, we've all seen Diddy Kong Racing and all them, but there's some that kind of flew under the radar. And they were actually good games. And when you consider that Nintendo 64 had less than 400 games made for it, most of them were actually pretty darn good. There was one really rotten one. Thank God it's not a racing game. Won't mention Superman 64, but there you go. But we're going to take a look at try to take a look at 8 games today, starting with games. Well, we got games from Namco, games from Nintendo, of course, games from Atari, believe it or not, and even games from EA. I'm going to start taking a look in just a moment. But first, like I said, they're working on the roof this week, and if you saw my little thing on Blue Sky, it was pretty loud, and I was afraid that you're gonna hear bumps, bashes, and crashes, and dings, and all that kind of stuff as they were pulling on tiles off of our roof, and they're putting in brand new tar paper, and that's where we are right now. So we have an almost roof. Thank goodness there's no chance of rain for today or any day within the week. Now that I think about it, but it's gonna get a little hot. Let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Let's head over to our console. It looks something like this, and I realize this machine's not even on yet, so hang on for just a second. It should be working now. I have my bottle of isopropyl alcohol and some Q-tips ready because we're still using the actual hardware, and some of these cartridges hadn't been used in quite some time. And I just ran over my N64 controller. There you go. All right, let's go ahead. We have a controller pack. I'm gonna start with my saved data, because I do have stuff here. And let's turn down the Jackasses music, and let's go ahead and get started with what the game actually has. This is Beetle's Adventure Racing. It's actually a quirky little game from Electronic Arts, as you can see. And much to my delight, it was fun. It was actually fun playing this. Yeah. Gonna go through a few vignettes here, showing off the power and capabilities of that of your average Volkswagen Beetle. Now remember, they kind of did a redesign. They shelved it for a while, then they reintroduced the Volkswagen Beetle, largely heading into the 21st century. And my former organization actually used a bunch of these. Really? Cluck, cluck, indeed. Check it out. Up, chicken. Sorry, gotta go. Hey, we got games we've never seen here before. What do you mean you don't care? I care. It's my show. So go away. Look, you had 15 seconds, chick. Don't you get indignant on me. I will send you home. I'll send you home right now with no pay. I don't know why you're upset. I never pay you anyway. All right, shut up. Anyway, Beetle Adventure Racing. Let's go ahead and press start. Okay, so we have your general options in your racing game. You have the power to remove him. Shh. That would take away the fun. All right, so we got one player. We got options and records. Let's see what the options have in store. Options. Well, it has your everyday options of speech, effects, music, sound, display, map, speed, language, and of course your controller. Let's see what the controller setup looks like. Is there where the love bug comes into play? I don't think they have Herbie. For one reason, Herbie is a Disney property, and you don't want to trample on that one. Not if you can help it. Let's turn down turn that down just a tad. There you go. Okay, so there are your things. There's your pause, your abort, in case you get crashy. Mirror, shipped up. Not gonna do any of that. We got gas and brake. That's the steer. That's really all I care about. Okay, let's go ahead and hit B. Okay, so one player it is. All right, I hit options again because I didn't hit up. There you go. Okay, so you can do a single race or you can do a whole championship. Now, this implies that the Beetle will have hang time. Believe it or not, it will. All right, so we got a full grid, or we can just go against one car, or we can just do it as a time attack. Well, one car is good. It's a duel indeed. Of course, we're going to go easy because we're wimps. And look at the tracks here. We got Coventry Cove, Mount Mayhem, and Infernal Isle. And then some reverses of those. All right, so let's just start from the beginning, shall we? From Coventry Cove.
Good choice.
Good choice. We have a selection of cars, not just by their color, but also by their abilities. Top speed, acceleration, and handling, more specifically. So we can go with this flashy tomato red car, or we can go with this kind of yellow-green, worse handling, okay? Or we can go with this spiffy blue, has no real top speed, but it has a great deal of handling. And we have this black and gray race stripe. Top speed and acceleration and handling are all pretty much up there. As you see, there's no real one winning car. Well, I'll be damned. There's an 8 car. Okay. We're gonna go with this black one.
Nice wheel.
Absolutely. Of course, it's going to be automatic. Okay, and so of course, if you have a rumble pack, you can use that as well. So you can have the controller fly right out of your hands, which is perfect.
Welcome to Coventry Cove.
Absolutely. Two hours on the clock. Let's get started. This is according to this easy.
Get ready. 3, 2.
Of course, we got to do it first person because I never drive outside my own car. And of course, I spun out because I suck. Fortunately, there's all these signs and stuff that you can use to help navigate your way. Get out of my way! Get out of my way! You Roadhog. Yeah. I will say this, like I said, this was actually a lot of fun to play. Okay, took a drink. You also crash in those boxes for some extra options. I'm gonna catch up that car. I'm running into the fences. Yeah, that's it. Look at that. Oh, that's so indignant too. Whatever. Like I said, this game was a lot of fun. It actually showcased speed that was rather unusual considering you're only doing 109 miles per hour. And you slow down to like in your 70s, something like that. It gives you an odometer as well for whatever reason. Like you actually care. It's a Volkswagen Beetle. But this was the epitome of fun car racing. Careless. Couldn't take it real seriously. I did, didn't I? Son of a bitch. All right, cool. Okay, I'm on the wrong side of a wall. And we're gonna abort. There you go. Somehow the other driver passed me. I don't know why. Oh, because I was goofing around there on the other side of the wall. I see you. There you are. Oh, yeah. So dark. Am I still in second place? Okay, that's what I thought. Up. First place. I don't know how. I will admit the way I drive around is kind of like handling a thrown brick. And we still have 2 laps to go. There are shortcuts here as well if you happen to find them. Take advantage of that. So this game kind of reminds me of San Francisco Rush, but with Beetles. Nothing but Beetles. And of course, your little optical effects there. This was actually a well-developed game. Oopsie, sorry about that. Bless you. Oopsie. Enjoy little aesthetics there, like the waterfall and all the little goodies there. Of course, you can crash. Just like that. Look, you. Yeah, I made it this time. Yeah, I kind of handled that turn a little on the piss poor side, but we're doing fine. Okay. Trees and oh, oopsie. Now the one thing you can't do, of course, is crash. Do almost anything else. I mean, you won't see any damage to the car is what I'm specifically referring to. Keep missing all those boxes. Oh, we're doing fine. We're traveling on 113 miles per hour in a Volkswagen Beetle. In the countryside of things, what could possibly go wrong except, well, that. Okay. Not bad. I almost got one of these. I was in the market for a new car back in 2008. I almost got one of these. But they were quite popular. Thanks to, well, perhaps a small fleet of geeks. Kind of helped push that along. So I wound up with a different car. But it would have been neat. Oops. Yeah, the turn keeps giving me all kinds of hell. That's okay, we're doing fine. Wow. I missed the stunt jump because there's a box suspended in the air just like in real life, you know? Doing great. Oopsie. Well, there you go. Thank God for that abort button. I'm surprised I haven't been using it more. Now, I love racing games. This is my second favorite genre of overall gaming. Aside, oh, I finally hit one. Aside from the RPG, which is my absolute favorite. If you hadn't noticed. But this game kind of fell below the radar. It's a quality game, don't get me wrong, but it did not sell super well. Oh, I went through the thingy thing. Oh my goodness. What the hell's wrong with me? Go, 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 go. Oh, he passed me. Go, go, go. That might not be recoverable. That may have put the screws to me. Oh, there he is. You smash right into the back of him. I know how that feels like. That is not fun. I've been on the receiving end on one of those. About that speed, too. Keep missing the damn boxes. But if you like racing games and you had a Nintendo 64, I did highly recommend this game. And we did move a few of these in my store. Some... Oh, really? Once again. Good job. But honestly, this was not known for racing games. There were a couple that really did stand out, that did sell a fair amount of games. And we'll look at one of those in a little bit. Thank you for that. Oh, you about Okay, I have no idea where I am. Oh, there I am. Am I still in first place? Miraculously, yes. Thanks for the failure there, Green Mountain. I haven't failed yet. Although I suppose that will be forthcoming. Yay, I hit something.
You got first.
I don't know how. I do not know how. How you doing there, Mountain? Look at that. I had just about a second and a half. Not bad. Not bad. That's a fairly lengthy track there, too. Not bad. Turn that down just a tad more. Oop, not all the way down, stoop. There you go. Not to mention the soundtrack was actually pretty damn cool. New track. Let's go. You're good? Excellent. Glad to hear it. Happy Saturday to you. All right, let's do this. I'm going to keep the same lousy car. Now we're going to go to Mount Mayhem.
Good choice.
You say that all the time.
Nice wheel.
You actually mean it, though. Alrighty.
Welcome to Mount Mayhem.
Oh my god, one of those. It's like some of these games are a little too loud and some of them are not.
3, 2, 1, go!
Alright, once again. First person mode. Let's go! Up the infamous Nintendo 64 fog, but I think it's actually intentionally here. Gotta go to work a bit? Absolutely. Well, hope we have a good day at work. And I used to be a store manager over a little place that rhymes with Game Flop. I worked many a Saturday myself. And then again, back in those days, I was selling stuff like this. Yeah! Oh, snow. Oh, okay. Oh. Okay, that, wow. Okay, that kind of, Traction does seem to be a bit on the oopsie sides. As I am driving through snow. All right, yeah. Okay, what worries me though is I can't see anything over the horizon, which means that I could just be running into, well, something like that. There you go. Perfect. Yeah, there goes my car. No, I have not done one of those. Whoa! Did not jump that thing. Or that thing. Alright, so far, so good. Don't think we're going to get first place in this one. I'm just a little too off-roady here. Hey, look, you. I'm on ice! Okay, hang on. I'm sure there's a way out here. Well, there's a 2. Sure, there's a way out of here. Hang on. The handling is a little bit... No. Okay. Got it. Let's go. Narrowly avoided that sign. We're doing great. With Chad on my side, I could not fail. You're on my side, right? Please? Ah! Missed the other 2. Okay, we're doing okay. Ooh, pretty. Ooh, breakable too. Am I doing great? Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Not entirely lousy. There's no road behind. Oh, there it is. It's just way the hell down there. Okay, cool. I caught up with him. I don't know how. Well. Like I said, this game is actually a lot of fun. Quirky, very good on the response. Graphics are quite good, fun to play. I mean, it's a silly game. A little loud though, I have to admit, so I'll work on that. What the heck is this? This is Beetle Adventure Racing from EA. Electronic Arts is responsible for this mess. And I'm rather a big critic of theirs. They've done some harm to the game industry, especially when they like merge with all kinds of companies. They just flat out buy them out, and there I go again. Okay, well, okay, let's go through the, well, oops. Yeah, that probably wasn't a good idea. Knew where's this, okay. Well, we took out 2 of those. Oh, okay. Another bonus box. Okay. We're taking out all the warning signs. That's probably not a great idea, considering there's another lap that we have to contend with. That's fine. And for somebody who has no driving in snow experience, such as myself, the most snow I've ever actually encountered was when it snowed down here back in 1978. Okay, yep. Hidden glaciers again. Yep. slow us down just a bit. Not doing too terribly bad. I mean, just sort of bad. Kind of bad. Okay, well, yep. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Yay, board button. For some reason, I just like to hug that wall. Hey. Microsoft has done worse the last few years. They have. Oh, we were talking about that. One of my favorite companies in the whole wide world is Activision. I remember when they were formed back in '79. And, yeah. That's a name I would not like to see go away, but I suspect that just very well may happen thanks to that acquisition Microsoft did. Okay, we're doing good. One more. Oh. Okay, we already hit all those signs. Okay, we're doing good. I'm gonna switch games after this track. Oh. It's almost like I'm running away with it, but that can't be. I will find a way to screw up. One thing I excel at is that. There he goes. Okay, we're doing fine. Have managed to catch up with him somehow. Okay, that won't last. Okay, we're doing fine. Hey, here comes that stunt bridge again. There you go. Stay on the bridge! Okay. We got it. Okay, we're back here in Glacier Land. Yeah, we can do this. It's like we're trying to touch every glacier on this path. Okay. Hey, come on. Ah! Hairpin turn. Here it goes. Keep missing the red box. Back through the tunnel. We got it. Ooh, pretty. This could explain why my car insurance is the way it is. In reality, I'm actually not a bad driver. Because, you know, there's no reset button there on the streets. Finish! First place! Hell yeah. I just did it. Fantastic. With three... Whoa. That was about 2.5 seconds spare. I actually increased my distance versus the last one. And I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. Alright, we're going to change the game out here for just a second. Let's turn this off. I'm going to actually keep this. Normally I switch the screen to the happy face. Or stupid face, whatever you want to call it. We're just going to do this because this may work, this may not work. We'll find out in just a moment. Now, one of my games here is also an import. Okay. Where the hell is it? Make sure this works. So I was out last night. I was swapping the cartridges and all that kind of stuff. And why not, right? Will it work? Yeah, it tells me even have an expansion pack. Woohoo! All right, this is Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. And this came out on a couple of machines there. Dreamcast had a very good version of this as well. This one is just like a lesser textured one. Of course, it's a little bit lower in the volume because anything inconsistent, that's where we are. One maybe give me some problems in the sounds as well. Okay, so again, not the greatest movie, but certainly a good game. So let's go ahead and do a time attack. There's also a free play, and of course the dreaded tournament. There's no way in hell I'm doing a tournament. Of course, you got to get your racer, you got to get your machine, and look at all these, well, fellas. Alrighty, I have some saved spaces here, and oh goody, it's Anakin Skywalker. Can't wait to race with that one, so you can hear his voice crisp and clear. He's the only person to ever say yippee in a Star Wars movie. Well, what else do I got? Okay, then I can do with some of the other ones. But they don't annoy me nearly as much as Anakin does. So back to Anakin it is. There you go. It's not that he annoyed me. It's he annoyed everyone. Yeah, I did win. Yeah, I know. As hard it is to believe. We can inspect our vehicle and everything. But why would we want to do that? Let's take a look at the options. Aha! We got all kinds of music from John Williams. Sound. Lens flare is off. Wait, whoa. Lens flare is on. Anything to annoy. Perfect. Let's start the race. So we can be blinded. I got so sick of friggin' lens flare, I swear to God. Okay, similar in nature as what we were playing, except it's a bit faster. You do wreck your, well, your craft, your pod. And of course, you gotta actually compete against with others as well. Again, Formidable Racer, this actually did sell well. Everyone was into Star Wars, and of course, it had to have Star Wars' name on it to sell, and it did sell. Not all Star Wars games are equal, however. But this one was a lot of fun. Pod Racer, yes. I was actually thrilled with this one. And yeah, I can beat up my own machine and everything like that. See the status there in the lower left. And you hear Anakin all getting all antsy because I can't drive the damn thing. Well, we didn't need those rocks anyway. I'm surprised I haven't done more damage to my craft. We're doing fine. Surprisingly uneventful. Oh, I'm doing a time trial. Never mind. There's nobody here fighting, racing against me. Oh, but I can do that though. There you go. Perfect. You did great. That's right. I'm doing time trial. Of course, there's nobody here with me. Well, we got to fix that next time around. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. So we can have Jar Jar Binks stick his tongue in that thing, and oh my God, be just like the movie. I remember when the movie came out, I was so excited to go see it. I actually watched the 3 Star Wars movies that were already available, and I had no idea what the kind of disappointment I was in store for. Oh, there are your lens flares, I think. Or they could be the sun's actually. Whoop, get away from that. There you go. Whoa, 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 whoa. We're doing it. Like I said, this was not the console of choice for racing, but it could have easily been some. But again, it's the cartridges. They were kind of expensive versus the compact discs that were not so much. And even though the PlayStation was not as heavy hardware as the Nintendo 64, it still had its fair share. It's certainly some damn fine racing. But this one had some good stuff too, and that's what we're showcasing today. Whoa! Okay. First of all, the rocks got in the way. Second of all, there you go. Shows how lucky Lucasfilms have with pod racing. Well, honestly, this really? Really? Yeah, okay. Eventually they make it out. This honestly was the best feature of the movie. And I have to admit, I really didn't care for this movie. I mean, I really didn't care. See, how old was I when this movie came out? I was 26 years old when this movie came out. That's half a lifetime ago for me. Oh my God. Shut up. Let me go back here and say, it's hard to read when I'm playing these, I have to admit. Really doesn't have many ideas that work. Either dogfighters, RPGs, first, third person. Yeah. I was trying something that doesn't fit the mold. Alrighty. We did great. I think this time we're going to need a bona fide race. Okay, so let's back out. Did I just back out of the whole damn thing? I did. Okay, so now we're going to do a free play. We'll choose one of the other races. Yeah, we're going to skip all that. Back to my nonsense. There I am. We're still going to choose Anakin because it's the epitome of annoyance. And then we're going to choose something else. Ooh, that looks good. Lots of red. Mon Gaza Speedway. Sounds good to me. Let's go. Oh, and there are my competitors. Any plans today? Yeah, London last night going to do a little bit of walking. We won't have to hold fingers in our ears from the roof work like we had yesterday. And just see what we can do. Saturday is usually a bit lax because it's you know, end of the week for me, and that's how it works. All right, let's get going. This time I have actual competitors with an actual intro, with actual Star Wars music.
It's the little human boy, born on Tatooine.
And Greg Proops is back here. Why?
Skywalker. Well, let's hope he can just finish the race.
Indeed. Oh, we get to hear them too. The redder the better. Now, I have not touched this game in eons. That's going to be fun for me on this particular exhibition because I haven't played any of these games in so long. But Beetle Adventure Racing was actually quite sweet as far as a racing game. And everything had to have 64 at the end of it, or so it seemed. Okay, that was one lap. Ah! Ah! Like an alarm clock. Ah! Okay, for some reason it doesn't seem to like me rubbing up against the side of the wall there. I'm getting a warning light all of a sudden, so it could be I could spell doom for my own craft. Well, at least I made a final lap appearance. Okay, it's not the end of the world. Okay, it's okay. Shut up. I don't want to hear your crying. If anyone's going to cry in this game, it's going to be me. Because I'm Anakin, damn it. And I have to admit, as far as I love Star Wars. I remember seeing it originally in the theaters. I made third, yay. Back in the day, I even witnessed the Star Wars Holiday Special when the only time it aired. Why? I mean, it's fitting for this program, I have to admit, but why? Okay. Let's see what else we got. That looks good. Oh, lots of hairpin in here too. Perfect. For Nintendo titles, it made sense, but for third party, it was weird. Yeah, it was. Well, Nintendo is arguably the strongest first party developer. I mean, Sega was good, but remember, they don't even make hardware anymore for anything. But Nintendo, they just have that magic. And with their super strong titles. I mean, the only bad Zelda games they ever made was for the CDI, and I have those. Because I'm stupid. I had to have everything back in those days. expensive hobby. Very expensive hobby. Oh my god. Let's go! Okay, once again, I'm drawing the ire of Anakin's crying. That's fine. CDI doesn't exist. It does exist. It has Dragon's Lair. I went through that thing. Okay, okay. The reason why I even have a CDI, Vin, is because it had Dragon's Lair. And I'm one of those dummies who will actually do things like that. How many different versions of Pac-Man I actually have? I can do a whole show with it. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Oh, well. What are you gonna do? All right. Yeah, just make it worse. There you go. We're now over ice. Perfect. We're doing great. Okay, I see that there's some chasms there. Oh, I love the pop-up. It just all disappears right there. Whoa! I wasn't even on the track. Oh, stop your crying. Yeah. Starting to get some damage on my pod. Starting to get a lot of damage on my pod. Just a tad. We're doing great. Okay. Oops. Hope you didn't have. Hope you didn't need that. Conquest. Oh please, Anakin's brain. I don't know. I mean, having, you know, being there for the originals. Oops. Anakin was just a crybaby. Was not a fan of the development. But you knew he could not die. You knew he was never in mortal danger because of the fact that he's going to be around to be Darth Vader. I mean, it kind of became a who cares moment after a bit. Will Anakin survive? Maybe. Oops. Yeah, it's always good seeing something sideways all of a sudden. Means I'm doing it right. Oh, Jesus. Stop your bitching. But I did like this game. The only thing I liked about episode 1 was this game, I have to admit. You want to watch the movie? No, I'd rather play the game. Sadly, I do have the DVDs. I even have the video CDs. Yes, there is such a thing. It's that missing link between the Laserdisc and the DVD. Okay, I'm hurting my pod racing. My pod racer, I should say. Sir Conquest. Ah, there you go. Zilliator, how you doing? Zilliator, excuse me. I'm having a hard time reading chat while playing this thing. Guess why? Although it's probably improving my my performance. Wow. Okay, we're doing great. For whatever reason, I'm not dead last, and I can't figure that out. I should be 13th out of 12. There you go. I do pod race so bad. Oh, you know, in the 90s, this was the shit, man. Dreamcast version had a better version than even this one, just on the graphics. Gameplay's identical though. Of course, you have to have that Star Warsy music for that last. Oh my God. That last lap. Okay, I'm doing it wrong. There you go. I'm in 8th place. Again, sideways horizontal thingy, or horizon, I should say. There we go. Crashed into a few. Oh my God! Crashed into a few rocks. Oh my goodness! I am sitting here gritting ear to ear, playing this stupid game, and that's the way it should work. This is how you play games. You enjoy the hell out of them. All right, back to 8th place. Fifth place. We'll do one more race after this. Oh, somehow I have not completely destroyed my craft on this particular run. Got hang time. Okay. Yeah. Okay, now we're doing some damage. We're doing some actual... Yep. Not so big on the narrow corridors. Ah, shut up. What we got here? Got some salutations there. I mean, Mountain and Conquest. What you both doing? Dillameter, welcome in. Playing some Nintendo 64 racing. And as you can see, I suck. And we're back to this. They try too hard. They just try too hard. Okay, I wound them in 8th place. We'll do one more. Why not? Let's see. Which one looks worse? Okay. We'll go straight to the Vengeance. Perfect. Oh my God. That looked like a nightmare. Perfect. Let's go. Alrighty. Lots of hairpin turns. Of course, is also lots of darkness. Put the two together, you're gonna have, well, results like this. Shut up. Yep. I'm gonna go through quite a few pod racers, I suspect. Although this is like the freeway driving that we have here in Broward County, I have to admit. Lots of people don't know how to drive, who always miss their exits. Speed limit is just merely a suggestion. So this game is actually perfect for me. Oopsie. Yeah. Anakin, you just react too much. Yeah, I have front end damage. Doing great. Up. Nope. Up. Okay, I got one. Okay, well, yeah. We'll try that again. Okay, we're not doing great. We're not. I don't know how we're not in last place. Honestly, I don't know how. Especially since I was sitting there idly for what, a couple seconds. I'm in 10th place now. Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, that spinning round thing, that works well. All right, so I probably shouldn't have flown into those. Yeah. Like I said, just a few pods. Otherwise, we're doing fine. Okay. And it's perfectly dark. Can't see the walls. This is perfect. Ideal racing here. If I'm streaming tomorrow, are you talking to Conquest there? Okay. Where am I? I'm 11th place. Not dead last yet. Somehow still not dead last. Yeah. That's all right. But I'm here to H. Me too, I H all the time. What? Okay, yeah, run smacking, yeah. Now I'm dead last. Perfect! Support Super Pack 2, thank you, appreciate it. The way my game is going, I can use all the support I can get. There we go, let's go! Oops. Okay. Seem to be hugging the walls just a little too much. E. Stay on target. Okay, I think I'm about to crash my pod yet again. Oopsie. Getting a warning. Check engine light is on. Now, what are you gonna do? I'm thinking that time is not reflecting the greatest there. Well, what are you gonna do? What did I touch? Doesn't matter. Yeah. We're only on lap 2, by the way. We're doing great. I can just see that checkered flag coming up in the distance. Here we go. Oh, last lap. Let's go. I can see 11 and 10 right in front of me. Disintegrating my own pod. Yeah. I even got warnings now. Well, minor scratch. I think my pod might need a new coat of wax by the time we're done. Actually missed it. Yeah. That was a quick victory. I wish the music would lasted all laps, not just the final lap. That would be so freaking awesome. How? Okay, so yeah, I'm accepting the fate we're dead last. We will remain dead last. Because that's what we do here. Damn it. Oh, what? Okay. Oh, wait, I'm going the wrong way. Heaven forbid. Oh, my God. Am I going to track backwards again? Oh, noes. Is that my way of giving up? Sure is. Yeah, it's gonna correct me. It took me all the way back there. Okay, that's fine. What the hell? Well, they did call this Vengeance, so it is properly named. Ah! Oh my God! The aperture rotates. No wonder. Okay, make it through the hole. Jesus. Okay, first of all, I know they're all waiting for me at the end there. I don't care. They can wait until the cows come home for all I care. Oh, we're gonna fly through that. No, we missed it. Damn. 2 out of 3. Okay. Flying debris. That's fine. Actually went through the aperture. That's fine. Well, stop your whining. Yep, can't see the wall. There you go. We're doing good. Am I actually catching up to 10, 11? I sure am. What did you just fall asleep up there? One of those video game things. Yes, they will actually hold back other racers just for you to catch up. That is a programming trope. There you go. Look at that. 9 whole minutes. Does this count as child abuse? I'm not going to answer that. All right, we did it. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God, thank you. All right, we're going to switch out the game real fast. Are you done singing? Yes, you are. Even if you weren't. Yes, you are. All righty. We will put the pause screen in just a second. And I'm going to hydrate. And I'll be right back, okay? Thanks. Flaw in one of the AI or logic concepts here. Seeing everyone else crash around me, though, it's so delightful. I don't care if I crash so much, because I'm the one who designed this turkey. I love seeing the other. That is my favorite feature in Excitebike. You create your own track. And I used to create such horrible, horrible tracks. It was absolute delight. Am I arresting you? Good old Excitebike. Okay, let's see what we got here. Wipeout 64. Okay, this is from Psygnosis. It's at least developed by. But it was produced by Midway. And I loved the PlayStation version, especially Wipeout XL. That's my favorite one. So they made a Saturn one, which was actually pretty damn decent. But then they had to just bring this damn thing over to the 64. Thank you, Mountain. And say, how well does it have the killer soundtrack? It kind of did, yeah. Does it have the great graphics? Of course it does. It's Wipeout. Okay, so once again, you have your usual stuff. You got your challenges, your single race, your time trial, excuse me, your multiplayer, and of course your options. Let's see. Well, I do have saved game data, but I'm not going to worry about that. Let's see. Game config, controllers, audio, race records, time trial records, and of course your credits. All right, so let's see. Game config. Weapons are on. Default is exterior. We're going to make that interior. Ketchup is on. Mustard is on. Mayo and relish are also on. That's fine. All right, let's go ahead and hit select. And let's hit back. Alrighty, so let's see. Let's do a single race. Why not? Look at our classes here. We got Vector, Venom, Rapier, and Phantom. And of course, the lower the ones, the harder they are. We're gonna go with our standby of Vector. And of course, there's our tracks. Use Bridge, go on 4, so forth, so on. Of course, Some of them are not open yet because I haven't gotten there yet. That's fine. We're just going to go start with the first one. Use bridge. Okay, so now team select. Does it really matter? It does, because your thrust, top speed, and all that does factor. Of course, that is like the Mario of the bunch, all around average. So let's do all around average. Because the assumption is, can I play this game? The answer is no. It never stopped me before, though.
Welcome to Clyde's Bridge.
3, 2, 1, go.
Now, this is one of my favorite racing series overall. And I think it deserves more than it gets. There you go. Gotta have that autopilot for whole 3 seconds, yeah. Yeah, I got some missiles. Somebody left a mine for me to run into. Shame on them. And let's go ahead and okay, good use of that weapon. Pretty sure the side of the wall and took it rather well. Okay, stop running to the wall, stupid. They're warning me of being hit. Okay, I am re-strafing my big vehicle. Checkpoint. Now, here comes the burning question. Was this better than the PlayStation version? And I will have to give this not really. It had better graphics, not quite the word. It had less I don't want to say it. It had a better handling of the texturing. It had a better handling of the consistency of the polygon itself. It didn't want to fold into itself or warp into itself. Other than that, though, no. You still had a great deal of pop-up. That's just simply a memory thing. I have a shield on for right now. Okay, I made third. Surprisingly, though, it didn't really have the speed. I mean, Wipeout XL was notoriously fast. We're going to compare it to, PlayStation Wipeout. That's be the one to choose from, as opposed to the original or 3. But it was a good effort on for the Nintendo 64. Because I love Psygnosis. I think that they were one of the better developers of their day. Alright, so once again, now we're going to do the Venom. And we're going to try this track here. And once again, all around average. But there were better racers for this as well. Of course, everyone has Mario Kart. That's why I'm not showing it today. Dare to be different. Here you go. Whoa! It's always good to use your thrust there, and then you run smack into a wall. Now you can damage your vehicle on this one.
Super weapon.
I have a super weapon. Ooh. I believe that goes after whoever's in first place. Okay, there's a checkpoint. But having all the other Wipeout games, yeah, I had to have this one too. Because I have to admit, back in these days, I was in my 20s, and I was working in the retail side of things. I have to admit, I was a greedy little bastard. But then again, I also knew, what games are coming out and all that kind of stuff. At least one of the games that I will be showcasing today is an import, just so I could actually show it off, thinking that would sell well. Okay, good. Completely missed. Excellent. Absolutely. Why are you? Checkpoint. Stop running through the wall. That probably would benefit tremendously. There you go. Especially going over those speed piles there. Oopsie. Yeah, mines are bad. Checkpoint. 42 seconds. Let's do the autopilot. You're doing good. Ooh. Checkpoint. Now, the one racing game that I did not buy for this, and that's largely because I just simply didn't care for it. Oopsie. That's my shield going. Mines. Was Cruis'n USA. I was never a fan of the arcade game. I was never a fan of, in fact, the funny part, I have the actual PCB for the arcade game. Bad luck. I didn't qualify. I just didn't care for it. So I got like all the other racing games instead. Okay. Enter my name. If you insist. Uh-huh. Oh, wow. You don't say. I'm getting like one of those stream now. Alrighty, so there we are with a new record, new race record, new lap record, and yet I still came in fourth. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Get all kinds of records and lose. Do a couple more. I think we're gonna have a surplus of games here. Alrighty. Time trial. This time with nobody here except little old me. I'm gonna use the Socana race track. Still average as hell race vehicle. Let's see how bad I can do here.
Welcome to Socana.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, this time it's just a little me. There is no time limit per se, so I can take as long as I want. But it is tracking down how much time it will take me for me to lap. And that's to help, of course, familiarize yourself with this track. I'm still getting weapons for whatever reason. Oops. Oh, take it back. Take it back. Turn off the weapons. Good. The speeds are up there. The autopilot's on. But that's about it. Oops. Well, like I said before, Psygnosis was one of those developers that really put a lot of effort into their stuff. We played a game not too long ago, Colony Wars. In fact, that's my past me now, outpacing me because I can't drive. We were playing Colony Wars, and there's a lot in that game. It's like Star Raiders, but with graphics, with actual graphics. Very fun to play, a lot to do. Of course, then you let some idiot like me play it, and then of course you're gonna wreck it. Okay, there's the boo. Oh! I'm surprised I haven't destroyed my vehicle yet. And we're gonna go back a little bit further. They were the people behind the game Lemmings, which was a fun little game too. But I think they're best remembered for Wipeout. Again, I mean, a lot of eye candy here. Good overall game, a lot of fun. Multiplayer was an absolute blast. If you had the PlayStation versions, you can actually LAN play multiplayer, but it was a little expensive. You had to have 2 PlayStations, 2 copies of the game, 2 televisions, and we actually did that. We, the staff and I, we did that. We brought over our PlayStation, a TV, and so forth like that, and we actually LAN played it. And I have to admit, it was actually almost effortlessly, you know, it just connected together, saw the other system, and boom. As opposed to split screen. And it was a neat concept. It was pretty much like the first couple of generations on PlayStation that tried to enjoy that. And I'm going to say tried because not too many games used it. It was just a really expensive way to multiplay. And you should just stop seeing it altogether. But you gotta remember, this was like the mid-90s now. Now it's something we take for granted. It's pretty much a thing on just about anything now. But when you consider then the PlayStation was what, $300? The games themselves were $50, so you now are all of a sudden spending 300 times 2, that's 600, and then of course, you know, another 100 for the pair of games. A rather expensive way to play multiplayer. I'm talking about now like arcade game territory all of a sudden. Certainly ahead of its time. I'm not even trying. Okay, after this, we're going to switch to another game. We've got a bunch of games to play. And this one coming up is a familiar name, an old hat, an old favorite. It doesn't really get all the credit that it should. Because there was another racer out there from the same people that people liked more. I have to admit, I'm one of those. But this game was a benchmark game in the old days. I think we've had enough there. Excellent. Return back to the menu. We do want to quit. Oh, yeah. Now, the reason why, by the way, if you saw my Blue Sky, you saw that I have a Super 64 attached to my Nintendo 64. And there's a reason for that. And we kind of learned about this thing the hard way. One of the games I have, that's an import, is Super Smash Brothers. And it was a birthday gift from my staff. And what happened is that we knew that these cartridges for the North American market would not fit the Japanese console and vice versa, but they were the same thing. There wasn't really a region, unlike the disc, you know, DVDs and stuff like that. There really wasn't a region. So what happened is that the staff tried to, well, manipulate the cartridge, if you will, change, you know, alter the shell so that it fits the North American Nintendo 64. The problem with that is the plastic that they use is so damn hard. They had to actually get a welding torch and melt down the plastic just so it becomes malleable enough where they could actually now, you know, give it like that gap tooth that it has for the Japanese consoles. And so then all of a sudden we noticed that there's a Super 64 adapter out there, and we're kicking ourselves in the head for that. So happy birthday, me. All right, let's see if this actually works. This was one of the games that was actually giving me a little bit of problems last night as I was going through this. Lo and behold, there you go. Yep. I'm going to hit pause real fast. Back in a second, okay? That's it? I think we're going to... No, no, I ran into a stump. And then I jumped right into the ditch. Good job. All right. Yeah, it's a fail. Oh, we blew up the pyramid. Ah, there you go. That makes sense now. Okay. We're getting there. That's certainly me. That's fine. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look to make sure that does work. It works, yeah. Take a look at the game here, kids. F-Zero X. That's right. Again, a game that probably should get a little bit more recognition, but it doesn't. Because there's that little pesky thing out there called Mario Kart that always seems to outshine it. Although both games are just about as fun. Early internet wouldn't know about a Nintendo 64 adapter. I know. Well, you're sitting... We had internet. Back in those days, America Online was like the thing. But we're at dial-up speed. So pages out there like GameFAQs and stuff like that either did not exist yet, or were there in their early stages, like in GeoCities mindset, if you will. I'll turn that down just a tad. There you go. Of course, multiplayer game. Now this game is an import, so not everything's going to be in English. That's fine. Not like I read it anyway, right? Press star. Let's see what we got here. Well, we can do all kinds of different types of racing. We can do a GP race, a time attack, a versus battle. I don't have two controllers hooked up. We can do a death race. Woo! Kind of missed the lack of information equal to lack of results in Google or Bing. Now it just spams the feed. But yeah, well, it wants to sell you stuff too. There's practice, there's options. Let's see what options has. That's all in Japanese. Perfect. And they read it quite well over there in Japan. Yeah, I'm going to assume everything's just fine. Okay, so let's see what Death Race is. Death Race always sounds appealing. And look at all these vehicles I have. Ooh. Okay. We're going to go to Blue Falcon. Because why not? I probably will suffer just a tad. Death Race! Best time is 6 minutes, 5 seconds. Okay. Third view is all we get. Oh, nice. Okay, so quite busy here. Loads of cars on the track. $29 left. At least I'm one of them. Now, in the Super Nintendo original, I have died a few times. In fact, I even done it here on stream. Okay, not good. Oh. Okay, that was dumb of me. I think my vehicle's having a panic attack, which is not necessarily a good thing. Okay, there we go. We powered up some. We're doing great. Hang here on the left, just a tad. Or I can just like fall to my death. Perfect, yes. That is a typical end for me. Here you go. And they're being kind by calling it retire. Whatever. Yeah, we're gonna race again. Enjoying this. Death Race Revisited. Here we go. Okay, so nobody else but me died. That's perfect. Well. And again, a fun racer. But, you know, again, we had to play Mario Kart. And Mario Kart for this was just simply outstanding. One of the better games, definitely. That preferred Mario tree, stay on the damn track. Why is it that the power-up thing has no guardrails? Get out of my way. Okay, maybe if I can, oh, good, I got the full thing. Excellent. Let's do this. Yeah. Okay, I still have a lot of energy left. We're doing fine. This is your basic oval lap, just in a different way. Full energy, let's go! Jump that chasm. Still full energy. Where'd everyone go? Oh, they're behind me. Oh my god, that's an interesting sensation. I've never experienced that too often. That didn't make any sense. It happens every once in a while. Unintentionally, absolutely. Hey, come on, come on, come on, come on. Doing good. Keep going. Don't need the energy. We're all by ourselves. Yeah. Now here's the thing. It is a death race. If you notice, there are no laps counting down. Care to guess why? There are 29 of us left. So the object is to pretty much eliminate each other. Otherwise, I'm going to be just going around in circles like this. And as interesting as that is not exactly the intention of the gameplay. Now this game did okay. Again, it's you either know F-Zero or you don't. Again, we're too busy playing Mario Kart, so, or other racing games like Losing USA. I said losing. Cruising USA. I'm sorry. I did call it Losing USA though. I just never cared for that game. And it's made from Midway too. I love Midway. But remember, it was Ultra 64 back in those days. They were actually promoting the Nintendo 64, even back in those days, even though it was not even the same hardware, not even remotely the same hardware. And you got an okay port. Not exactly the best. Okay, we're still going. I noticed that I'm getting ever so closer to that. Yeah, now I'm in it. Now I'm in it where I can benefit from it. That means I'm drifting to the left ever so slightly. Yep. But the arcade games that they made at the time for this, promoting the Ultra 64, which of course became the Nintendo 64. One of them was Killer Instinct, and Killer Instinct never made it. Well, actually, no, I take it back. It did make it to the Nintendo 64, but they made it for the Super Nintendo first. But then Cruising USA, I've caught up with them. That used some energy, that's fine. You're doing great. So they're all now scattered about. Okay, I'm going to try to get some energy with this pass. With this lap. There you go. So yeah, this is an elimination race. That's why it's death race. As you see, we're not doing a great job eliminating anyone. It's still the same 29 racers that are on the track as when we've started. But it's funny, back in those days, I got the systems out when they pretty much came out, either the week of or the day of or whatever like that. It took 2 years for me to get this Nintendo 64 that I'm playing right now. And of course, the game that got it, that sold me on this, was the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Because I am such a huge Zelda nut, I had to have that. And it turned out to be an excellent game. Graphically, one of the most beautiful I see on the system. It's not my favorite though. That would belong to the Super Nintendo. Okay, I think we're gonna get dizzy. We keep going this way, so let's go ahead and start. Okay, I believe that's exit down there. It is. Okay, so now let's do a regular old versus battle. 2 players. Okay, we have our choices of tracks. And they're playing cards like Jack, Queen, King, Joker, and the dreaded X. All right, so let's go ahead and hit Jack. Oh, looks like your typical roller coaster, as a matter of fact. That's fine. Ute City. I'll take it. And again, standard. And it does not have a second controller, yet it let me choose it anyway. That's great. What's that, reset? Oh no. There you go. Dumbass. Let's do a regular race then. GP race, that works for me. Going to novice. We're still doing Jack. And we're still going to Blue Falcon. All right. Everything right up the middle. Okay, an actual race this time instead of you just going around in circles. Let's go! And of course, it starts me off 30 out of 30. See if we could actually stay on the track. I am notorious for finding a way to get eliminated by my own means. There you go. That's good. That's good. Here you go. Keep going. 11 out of 30. I'm actually advancing. Oh my goodness. What's wrong with me? Yeah. Okay, I'm losing a bit of energy. Stay on there. There you go. 12th place. Doing fine. We got this. Second lap. Get out of my way. No, no, no. No, no, no. Now they're all starting to be a little bit on the bad side there. There you go. I'm using a lot of energy doing this. Oh! A little steep on the turn there. Got all my energy back. Let's go! There's first place. I don't know how. I don't know how. Let me pinch myself here for a second. Oh yeah, it's real. How about that? That should not have happened. This game actually had everything right. Good controls, good graphics, killer soundtrack. But like I said, it's just like one of the underdogs that Nintendo has that will perpetually ever have is F-Zero. It is the Pilot Wings of the series. Oh wait, there's Pilot Wings too that nobody played. But I happen to like it. All right, not bad. Let's do one more. We got 43 minutes left of gameplay. Total rankings. First place. Look at that. And I got a whole 100 points that I'm not going to be bothered with. Cool. Okay, so... Oh, we got a second track. That's fine by me. Silence. Once again, average. Let's go. Still 30 racers alongside with me. Of course, I'm dead last because, you know... Oh, I have a rival, too. Means he's going to give me some punishment. Ah. Yep. Keep going, 16. There you go. Using up that precious energy I have. Catching up to my rival. Bit of a corkscrew going on with that track. Absolutely. Not going to fare as well as I did with the last track, I don't think. So back in the day, reason why I have imports, back in the day I would actually record gameplay. And I make videotapes for the stores. We each had monitors with VCRs attached to them and everything. And would show off some of the gameplay of the upcoming games for the various systems. I finished 7th. Excellent. Okay, cool. Thank God for my 100 points from the previous race. Didn't even place. And it was a lot of fun doing that, I have to admit. So I had a Japanese PlayStation 2, Saturn, and like I said, for the 64, you just had to have an adapter. You didn't have to get a whole nother system. And it was a lot of fun playing these games ahead of time before they hit the North American market. And just getting them out there for you all to see. And we did try to push this game. This game was modestly, it was well received, certainly by the critics, but it wasn't a huge seller. I think a lot of it too, because the games on average were more expensive than their competitors, largely because it's a cartridge-based system. And if you don't know how this works, you have to order your cartridges in advance. In other words, a preset number. They're expensive to produce because they're, chips memory instead of, data on an optical disc. And, well, that's probably one of the reasons why there's less than 400 games available for the Nintendo 64 throughout its lifetime. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Total ranking, I kind of suffered just a tad. Am I still in the top 5? I'm in 3rd. Okay. Got knocked off the top spot, but I'm still in the top 3. Now, will that last in the next race? No. Sand Ocean. This will be the last of the 3. Oh, I got a bit of a speed upgrade, I see. I'm not sure that's going to work out too well. And I'm in 24th place from the start. Will that last? No. My rival is back. I do like this. Oh. Lots of banging around here. Holy cow. Oh. Okay, I got my energy back. Spend some trying to catch up to my rival. As long as I beat my rival, I don't care. I passed him. Let's go. 5th place, 4th, 3rd. Back to 4th. 5th. Oh my goodness, I got rammed into the thingy thing. Oh, that's going to be bad. Okay, at least I got my energy back. Final lap, let's go. 3rd place. Can Super Pac be victorious? No. Remember who we're asking. Yeah, I'm actually on the track for once. Stop hitting the damn wall. Go! Yeah! Heck yeah. Again, fluke. I conquered the Sand Ocean track. It can be done. There are miracles. All right, we're going to switch out the game here. Stand by for just a minute. We're actually going to run some ads on this particular one.
Yeah.
Back in a second. Finally, we made it. Or at least my second lap was a lot better than my first. Just by a hair. That was so close. Thank you for the level up. That time was so close. I mean, I missed it just by a hair. So let's see what we can do with the muffler. We got about 14 minutes left in gameplay. Let's see, muffler and air cleaner.
Okay, how much will that cost us? 1,500. You can do sports, semi-racing, or racing. So that'd take up all of our funds practically. So let's do sports. I want it to sound like a fart cannon. Only 1,500 sold. I'll bring up one whole horsepower from 63 all the way up to 64 horsepower. How can I say no to that? Equip now? Yes. Perfect. That one isolated horsepower is going to do wonders for us. Perfect. Let's do that. Okay.
I want to hit the cow. It's not clipping through. It's a two-dimensional cow. To be fair, it's a cardboard cow.
I sound so young then.
Now this, as far as traffic and all that kind of stuff. Wait. Yes, there you go. Thank you, cow. It's my way of showing
Yeah,
you.
the ads are done. I sound like such a young man back in those days. Not that long ago,
I
though.
gotta be fast enough so I can.
Alrighty, back to this mess here that we have here. Nintendo 64 racing games we have. And let's get this one turned on. Now, this is from Namco. And this is one of their classic racing titles. It is, of course, Ridge Racer. Oh, look at that. Spinning logo in two different areas. Ridge Racer 64. Now, what's the difference between this and the PlayStation version? Not much. That's the thing. Oh, I forgot to unmute it too, didn't I? And I kind of do a James Bond intro here, if you will. And boy, did they go splashy on the graphics. But all that familiar driving, and of course, you're going to do a lot of. There you go. Going to be doing a lot of power drifting. And they put on a rather good show for this, I have to admit. I was rather impressed with this one. Again, kind of fell under the radar, but it did give some new life to Ridge Racer. Okay, let's see what we got. We've got a quick play, Grand Prix, time attack, garage, load and save, and all that kind of neat stuff. Options, gotta be easy. Race settings. Okay, so choose drift mode. We can do classic, we can do revolution, or we can do RR64. RR64 is fine. That's it? Okay, cool. Now, I still have all the signage for this that we used in our store. And the other goodies that came along for the ride. Yeah, let's do a quick play. Alrighty. There beeth my car.
3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, good start for once. I usually like to redline it when I start, therefore I can stall my car. It is a bit loud, I have to admit. I apologize for that. And this is your classic Ridge Racer track. Try to do some power drifting. You can speed along and smash into other cars at the same time. Or just smash into the rock. Take your pick. That's good. That's real good, Pack. Dumbass. Again, good solid racer. If you're familiar with the PlayStation 1, of course, they didn't start using the analog sticks for Ridge Racer until about maybe the third or fourth game in. Like Rage Racer. Actually, Rage Racer came with its own analog controller. The Neo Gen 2. Which I still have, and it doesn't really seem to work on any other game for that matter. Kind of sucks. Alright, so we're doing pretty good here. Again, if you're familiar with the title, the overall series, this is pretty much standard fare as far as driving and competition graphics and all that kind of neat stuff. Definitely Ridge Racer. Seventh place. I have to admit, better than I thought I would be doing, to be fair. Because I do not power drift to save my life sometimes. Yeah. Let's go. Still 7th place. This is one of the things that kind of got me with this system in particular. Some games are loud, like this one. Some games are not, like the previous one. I have not touched the volume controls. It's just that Ridge Racer is just a loud game. We're at 6th place now. See if we can do it a little bit better without smacking into something. Hairpin coming up. There's your power drifting. Yeah. The advanced one. I have to admit, I've never been a fan of power drifting. Yet here we are. When you consider this is based off an arcade game. Ridge Racer was an arcade game from Namco. It used a System 33 arcade board. Much cleaner graphics, and for going down to a System 16, much like what the PlayStation represents, did a fantastic job of paring it down. I'm going to turn this down now. I have no control over this. Good heavens, that's loud.
Not bad, but you could do better. Give it another shot.
All right, let's take a look at a replay real fast. Like I said, pretty darn tight controls, considering this is not my favorite joystick, not my favorite controller. I've never been a fan of the Nintendo 64's controller. It's like I have to have 3 hands to hold it properly. But there it is. I will say this about the 64. There is a quality versus quantity. When you consider that its competitor, I will even go competitors, the PlayStations 1 and 2, they had each over 4,000 titles to choose from to play. And this had a tenth of that. A little less than 400. But for the most part, they were quite good. I mean, yeah, there was a stinker or two. Again, Superman 64, worst game ever, in my humble opinion. That game sucked harder than a Hoover. But as far as, you know, anything else around here, you actually got some pretty good quality out of this. And you consider that this system premiered in 1996. This is an almost 30-year-old system with almost 30-year-old games. And this was the easiest one of the old consoles that I have hooked up to my computer to assemble. Had to clean a couple cartridges here and there. Other than that, that's it. Took off first try, bam. So here we are. So Nintendo did have a correct way about that by sticking the cartridge. Just that the rest of the mainstream everything was moving on to CD and optical disc and whatever. And by the time for their next console, the GameCube, yay, they went optical disc. What the hell? 3-inch disc? Okay. Have it your way. And here we are. Now remember, they were talking about what if they made Final Fantasy VII for the Nintendo 64? They were talking about how much that cartridge would be, and they were looking at 3-figure cartridge. I believe that. I totally believe that. Not the first time. Phantasy Star 4 for the Genesis was a $100 game. Well, technically $99.99, but we put on that pesky sales tax. Yeah, I brought it over 3 figures, all right. Here would be $106 back in those days. All right, let's see what else we got here. Yay, we finished. Okay, give it another shot. We were 4th place. That is actually better than I thought we would do. Okay, we're going to retire, actually. Now we're going to go for the whole shebang. As far as we can, we're going to do a Grand Prix. Alrighty, now we got courses to choose from. Yeah. Okay, so we got what we got here. Ridge Racer Novice, Revolution Novice, Renegade Novice. That's it. Okay, so we already saw the Ridge Racer. Let's go ahead and do the Revolution. Okay, let's take a look at our cars that we have to choose from as well. This car that we were using before, the Namco car. Ooh, is up one number 2. Look at that. And I'm not going to pronounce that because I know I will get it wrong. And Pack Racing, if this car doesn't scream me, I don't know what does. Although it has the wrong year. I was not born in 76. Sadly, I'm a tad older than that. Look at that. Let's see. Speed is eh. Acceleration is wow. Handling is eh. And grip is non-existence. That's exactly what I want. Keep the color the same. I love it as it is. Drive off the showroom floor right now with this sucker. Let's go.
3, 2,
I'm glad it defaults to interior view. Up, that's how I usually start off. Redlining it and then putting in the gear. Every transmission's dream. I was like, what the hell are you doing? Yeah. Oopsie. My poor car is already being battered by the guardrail. Now the secret is to let go of the accelerator just before you do that major turn. And then literally within a second put it right back on. There you go. I got time. Stop running into me. 10th place. Now, back in the day, you know, like, you want to think, what other systems games would you like to see on hardware like this? And my answer was Daytona USA. That's one of my absolute favorite racers. Because I could see that programming done on this console. Done rather well, too. But, of course, that would never happen back in those days because Sega and Nintendo were rivals. Sega wasn't strictly a third-party company yet. That would be forthcoming. Funny part is they did start off as one. Back in the second generation of gaming, Sega actually did make games for other consoles. I have a few of them, as a matter of fact. Two I can think of off the top of my head was Star Trek, Strategic Battle Simulation, and a little game called Congo Bongo, which was very similar to that of Donkey Kong. But now they don't even make arcade hardware anymore. It's kind of a shame. It's like a lost day, lost generation now. 5th place. I was a huge Sega fan back in the day. Oh, was nothing. I still am. It's just different era now, different time. Checkpoint! It is the final lap. 4th place. Keep running into walls. I don't see 3rd. See a plane. Don't see 3rd in front of me. Up there it is. There they are. Come on. Yeah, 3rd place. I keep running into things that won't last. Not comfortably in my rearview mirror. Checkpoint. Let's go. Okay, now I don't see 2nd place. 3rd place is right behind me. So is 4th place, apparently. Back to 5th place. Now, it's funny about this game in particular, Ridge Racer 64. Namco did not come out as Namco in North America until about the mid-1990s. They were actually behind with other publishers like Atari, for example. And, of course, Midway, before Midway royally pissed them off. I'm not going to catch up. Not going to catch up. Okay, was I 4th or 5th?
Not bad,
So-
but you could do better.
Shut up.
Another shot.
So one of the Namco games, one of the first ones that came out under their own thing, was actually Pac-Man for the NES. They had reacquired it from Atari, which was Tengen's label, and then they kind of moved on from there. And so Tekken came out for the PlayStation, one of their early games that under their own name. Now in Japan, yeah, they made they did Namcot and AMCOT, and they had all kinds of games for the consoles and everything like that, but not here. So they kind of came on to the North American scene as gangbusters with the heavy hitters like Ridge Racer and Tekken. Of course, the Namco Museum, which was back in 1995 when it got released. Actually, excuse me, 96 when it got released. Yeah, I somehow did a power drift. It won't happen again. All right, let's see what other games we have here real quickly because we have about 20 minutes left. And stand by. So much because I'm the one who designed this turkey. I love seeing the other bikers having the same Remember,
amount of
turn off the
difficulty I
system
am.
this time, stupid.
There's a bad guy. Am I arresting you or what? Where's my gun? I'm out of bullets. I'm out of bullets. Yeah, it truly was Barney 5. Okay.
All right, this game was actually rather refreshing, I have to admit. I was very impressed with the graphics on this one. Yep, look at them graphics. Isn't that sweet? That's great. You know what this means. Time to get out the bottle of alcohol. My trusty Q-tip here. Now, I have to admit, I don't miss these days. Cleaning the damn cartridges. As Nintendo 64, they did not have cartridge covers, per se, unlike the predecessors, the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo, hell, even the Game Boy. Okay, but this should work. Again, this is the frailties of using 30-year-old hardware. Or just about that, anyway. There you go. And let's go ahead and unmute the thing. Again, see, low volume game. Okay, so one of the sponsors of this game was actually Kawasaki.
Do a barrel roll!
Oh, thank you. CG, thank you very much. Appreciate the barrel roll. How you doing? Nice to see you here. We're playing some Nintendo 64 racing games. And of course, you have to have a Wave Racer 64 for me to say. And again, this was one of those, oh, look at the water. That looks so real. That it kind of did back in 1996. Absolutely. And of course, it even had a sponsor. All right, so what we got here? Championship. Why not? Normal, hard, expert, and reverse. Normal. Yeah, let's do a warm-up.
Select your watercraft.
Oh, okay. I get to select my craft. As you can see, as far as it's just merely aesthetic, there's no real difference. Okay, so we're going to choose this. Watercraft is going to be normal. And there you go. We could customize it to different properties, but we're not. Dolphin Park. Yeah.
Warm-up time. Follow that dolphin.
Follow that dolphin. Come here, dolphin. Where you going, dolphin? Where's the damn doll? There you are. Now, some of us were actually kind of critical on this game in some other aspects. For example, oopsie. For example, the frame rate. Not quite 30. It wasn't bad. Close out. Thanks for waiting for me. Appreciate it. Whee! Okay.
Press up and down on the control stick to move the rider forward and back.
I know what to do. That's how you do it. Completely submerge your water ski. Show off.
When you jump, you can control the height of your jump by leaning the rider forward or
I'll do it any which way I want. Stop telling me what to do. Hey, where's the damn ramp? But this game was quite cool. Now, like I said, I didn't get my 64 the day it came out. Whoopsie. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I got it 2 years later thanks to the Ocarina of Time. Hey, I'm doing fine. I'm doing the best I can.
control stick while turning.
Jump the thing and whee! There we go! Yes, that's right. So I did not buy Pilot Wings. I did wind up getting Super Mario 64.
While on the ramp,
It's, you had to have it. I mean, come on.
then right, and hold.
Some of the early games I did kind of miss out on. I really didn't have any interest for them. But this one actually caught my attention. I did like this one. For a first gen 64 game. It was casual, kind of cool. And of course, very Nintendo-like.
To do a barrel roll while on the ramp,
I'm not doing a barrel roll. Shut your trap.
then left, and hold.
And I love the little graphic down there at the bottom telling me what to do. Like I'm not even paying attention to it. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
To do a flip while on the ramp, quickly move the control stick up, then down.
Oh, that's not the way to do it. So this game was just, you know, fun. And ultimately, that's kind of what you want to do. Ooh. And I have the crowd sympathy there. There you go.
To ride backwards, release the throttle, rotate the control stick clockwise, then push it down and hold.
We'll do it my way, thank you. Really? You're gonna consider it out, huh? Okay. 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 So restrictive. There you go. I'm supposed to be following the dolphin. Kind of forgot that part. Oh, there you are.
Ride standing up, release the throttle, rotate the control stick
Ooh.
clockwise, then push it
All right, enough of that. Okay, let's go ahead and do some time trials then. Ooh, never mind that. There's a stunt mode. Hell yeah.
Select
I
your
do love
watercraft,
stunt modes.
please.
I mean, if you're gonna screw up, you're gonna screw up royally. That's the way to do it. Okay, what's just like the worst one they have? That's pretty bad. We'll try this. Glacier Island. Let's go! Okay, stunt time. Yeah! I got a ring! Up. Okay, I'm gonna miss that one. Yep, I'm gonna get this one. I'm gonna crash into the thing. Good job. Going the wrong way. Okay, yep. Well, I think I may have outdone myself on how horrible can I go. And I think we found it. Hey, we did. Good job. Boy, that was quick. There you go. It's not like, you know, it's not like dying in a tutorial or anything, but it's pretty damn close. Hey, we're going to ixnay on the stunt mode. Time trials. Let's do it.
Select your watercraft, please. Select your course, please.
Won't let us choose dolphin, huh? Okay. See. Marine Fortress, that works. All right, let's go. Time trial. See how bad I can do. And give me arrows to... Okay. Good job. Ah. Okay. I forgot about this game's affirmation here. Very casual. Shut up. No problem, yeah. No, you only screwed up there, but that is no problem there. It's all fine. Good job. Like dining fast casual. It's no problem. Your menu item sucks, but hey, it's okay. Oh, so you like ordering that well-done steak. Gotcha. But it's okay. Not bad, yeah. I'm supposed to be as close to those as possible. Yeah, right. That's gonna happen. Oh! Thanks for the warning. So far, not ahead of time there. Missed that one. Shut up. I'm gonna miss as many as I want. Oh, that's right. They're X's now. Okay. Oh, there's one there. Maximum power? That's dangerous with me. I mean, ask yourself, do you really want me to have maximum power? I mean, really? Okay, there's that one over there. Can't miss any more. Not bad, okay. Let's see, these are the two that gets me. Just that waltz right there. Well, there you go. Okay, so nobody's perfect. But like I said, the graphics was like one of the catch things of this game where you said, wow, that water looks incredible, and it did. And they did a marvelous job with this game. Again, you don't really think of this game. It's not one of those standout games, but it did a damn good job. We'll do one more, because there's one more game after this. And of course, they wanted to showcase this is what power Nintendo 64 had. Championship. No. There we go. Normal. Start the race.
Select your watercraft, please.
Done. Normal 6 rounds. We're not going to even come close to that.
Welcome to Sunny Beach.
That's great. Okay, to advance, I have to make at least 4th. All right. 2, 1. Off to Loserville. Here we go. Lost that one. Yeah, I know it's the wrong way. Okay. There you go. Like I said, it's not going to last long. We shall try that again.
Sorry, you didn't accumulate enough points to move on to the next round.
No shit, Sherlock. Here we go. I got 0 points.
Come back. Try again.
Like we said, 6 rounds.
Sunny Beach.
Off we go.
Get ready for the first race. 3, 2.
Now, what's funny, this game kind of reminds me of, I hate to say this, and it's not an insult to the game. I missed that one too. I won't miss that one. It reminds me, I hate to say this, Nintendo Superman 64, because you know you're not going through the rings or anything like that. Really? Okay. And too broad of a turn. Missed that one too. We're on thin ice here. No, you're flying through the rings and all that kind of stuff. You're Superman, damn it. Well, here you're water skiing. I'm supposed to go 6 laps through this, and I've already missed 5 opportunities. So, maximum power, that's a mistake. But the problem with that analogy is From what the analogy is. This game is actually good. Superman 64 sucks. And we're going to leave it at that.
Sorry, you didn't accumulate enough points to move on.
Oh yeah, I got an answer for that. There, you like that? I'll show you. That cartridge is not even in the system anymore. All right, one more. I have one or two. We're going to try two. Hopefully this actually, because I did clean it last night. Well done. Okay. Like one of the first ones I did. And of course, it'd be one of the first ones to say, hey, so what? Still good, still good. I don't miss this. Not at all. So for those of you who've never had a cartridge-based system, it's funny, back in the Atari days, we didn't really have this problem because all the cartridges actually had doors to them. And so therefore, they kept themselves clean by default. Well, then Nintendo came along and wrecked all that. So, you're still not working. Okay, we're doing great. One more attempt. Oh, you're dirty. Sure are. What the hell happened? And of course, blowing on the cartridge actually helped accelerate the problem because you're adding moisture to the copper terminals. And there you go, finally. And, well, guess what? You kind of accelerate the problem by making the copper corrode. Leaves a little green film on it, and that prevents the contacts from properly connecting, and no data gets transferred over. This is San Francisco Rush 2. And this was a lot of fun to play, as opposed to the first one. Again, good, clean graphics. Overall fun game. Atari did a great job with this. Midway, of course, was the home publisher. And, let's see. One race. We're just going to play. Yeen! Oh my goodness. Thanks for the raid. How you doing, Yeen? What have you been playing? Hey, Raiders. Welcome to my stream. I'm Super Pac Jr., retro streamer. We're playing some Nintendo 64 racing games. In fact, we're on to one of our last ones here. This is San Francisco Rush 2. And of course, San Francisco Rush is kind of not the city here. It's Las Vegas. We're going to try that. Hey, Yeen, how you doing? Thanks for the raid. Appreciate it. All right, let's do some Las Vegas racing. Okay, we have cars of choice. What were you playing there, Yeen? We can play a pickup. Hey, how you doing? New Dawn 25. Welcome in. Make yourself at home. You can play a compact, a muscle car. Ooh. Hey, how you doing? Is that Relearning Games? Welcome in. Relearn Games. How you doing? We got to pick a car here to mash up. Now we got a mobster car, a muscle car. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sedan. That's kind of what I drive. Playing Minecraft. Ooh. Very good. Well, we're playing Rush 2. We're just going to see how bad I'm going to do. Got to have it in first-person mode. I never sit outside my own car when I drive. Again, if you're not familiar with my stream, I'm Super Pac Jr. I'm a retro streamer. I've been playing video games for roughly half a century. And I've been collecting video games along the way as well. Here we are playing some Nintendo 64 stuff. Thank you, I appreciate it. Oh, if I actually win here, it'll be an absolute miracle. Yeah, this is not one of my strong games. No, none of them are. That's okay. And if you have any questions about the video games that you see here or video games in general, feel free to fire away. I may know a few things, as I've been doing this for quite some time. Gonna lurk? Absolutely. Thank you for dropping in, Yeen. Appreciate it. Yeen's an outstanding streamer. If you don't follow her, please do. Okay, I knew I was going to do that. I knew I was going to do that, and I did it anyway because I'm a doofus. Trying again. Let's go. Got 16 seconds to go. If you're not familiar with this game, this is an old racer. Back in the arcades, San Francisco Rush is what this is based off, even though we're in Las Vegas. And it's just Atari's little racing romp adventure, blowing up cars and getting all crazy with the physics and everything. This game excelled in all that. Fun little game. I'm gonna hit that switch. That's not a switch. Never mind. Oh, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. On the weeknights, that will be Monday and Thursday, we play a classic RPG from various consoles. In this case, what we're playing right now is Lufia for the Super Nintendo. And then on Saturdays, we do a little bit of video game memory lane, playing various games from all over the different consoles from the 20th century and such. And this is no exception here. Appreciate the follow. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good. When I say doing good, it's probably not really all that good. In fact, borderline lousy. That's okay. Something keeping me going to that wall. There we go. Bonus time! And the crowd goes wild. See, I'm an 8th out of 8th. That's pretty much how it works for me. We hit the welcome sign. Of course we did. Something we do here all the time. The funny part is I collect video games. I've been collecting video games for quite some time, but I'm not an expert on anything. Except for like the old school arcade games, like Donkey Kong, Pac-Man, all of them. Racing games is hit and miss with me. But this is one of those that kind of fell under the radar. Fun game, don't get me wrong. And the first one sold very well. This one didn't sell nearly as well. But look at that product placement. Electronic Gaming Monthly. Oh my god, I haven't seen one of those on a magazine shelf since I was in retail doing this. There you go. Okay, that's right. Lose Control Pack. Idiot. Doing great. Welcome in, Raiders. Make yourself at home. Normally we do 2-hour streams here. The timer's already up. I didn't hear the buzzer, and I don't care. We're going to continue playing. Love Pokemon Stadium 64. A lot of people did. Yeah, I know. Of all the Pokemon games that for the Nintendo 64, that was the one to have. I have to admit. Now, me as a kid in my 50s, I'm not so much of a Pokemon fan, as I had to sell the stuff. And I remember the very first time is what? We got the Pokemon cards for the very first time. And we got a phone call. It said, you know, thanks for calling the store. What do you want? Did you get your Pokemon cards today? Yes, we did. Oh my god! Click. And we kind of knew what we were in store for when that happened. And the phenomena that Pokemon is. I don't miss those days. The other two were too gimmicky. Exactly. Exactly. Right to the wall. Perfect. Mentioned being a racing arcade game. Enjoy. I am. Let's see. God. As far as racing games, I go back to a game. One of the early games I played was Pole Position. That was in the early 80s. There was Sprint from Atari. That was a 4-player game. That was pretty fun back in the 70s. But I love racing games. Daytona USA, Sega Rally. This. Initial D, that's one of my faves. Daytona! Yes. Oh, I love it. There used to be a place called Grand Prix Racerama that in my neck of town in South Florida. And it had right there as you walk into the building for Daytona USA multiplayer, screaming as loud as it can the theme song. Oh, I did it again. God. Remember playing practice in the first person, oh yeah, FPS toy? Like Pokemon TCG? Driving those neon lights. Exactly. Well, you know, when the 3D engine started being the thing, and Sega and Namco and Atari were kind of responsible for this, where they were using 3D engines to make the game possible. It revolutionized arcade racers. A lot of them were just like Pole Position. It's that 70s, 80s toy my dad gave me. I think I know what I'm talking about, right? Was it like a little what the hell am I doing? What the hell am I doing? California Speed, anything but. Oh my God, really? Thank you. if it's the Night Driver thing from Tomy or Digital Driver, because there was some mechanical ones that were actually pretty cool, and I had a couple of those. Hell, I still have a couple of those. This little kit TV and one wheel and handbrake and stuff. Okay, and you connect it up to your TV. That may, let's see, that may have been a Fairchild. That may from Bally. That may have been the Fairchild. Because the only other thing I could think of that comes close to that would be a Telstar. But Telstar was mostly a Pong machine. Oh, I actually finished. How? 8th place. Not an arcade cab though. Yeah. I'm thinking. Oh, I get to put my name in here? Really? I didn't suck that early? I disagree. Now we're going to start with a P, as in my initials. And there you go, Pack. 'Tis I. The Pack and Super Pack. Smaller, like a 10-inch smaller CRT. I'm coming back up here, there. Benevolent, hang on for just a moment. Night Driver, yeah. Little kit TV1 with, okay, I don't remember the name of that toy. There was something out there called a GCE Vectrex. It didn't come with a steering wheel per se, but it did have an adapter, a controller like one. It was a 9-inch vector tube video game thing all in one. And I have one in the living room. But that's the only all-in-one that I could think of. Except there's no plug and play. You have a standalone that works on its own and can be battery powered, so it's not the GC Vectrex. Those huge cell batteries. Vector graphics, yes. Yes, vector graphics? I'm wondering if you're talking about the Vectrex. Lixniani, yeah. Vector graphics were pretty cool because they were just line and point graphics. I'm going to turn this down just a tad, because this is going to get loud. We're going to do the stunt racing here in just a second. And you put overlays on top of the screen. And it had multiple controllers, 4 buttons, and had a natural analog stick, but they did make a steering wheel adapter for it. Yeah, it looks neon-y. It could be the Vectrex, but like I said, Vectrex was few and far in between for the reason being that it came out right around when the crash was literally occurring. It came out in 1983. And it was revolutionary for its time. You didn't have to hook up to anything, and then, of course, people stopped playing video games. Video games fell out of favor. And so it's just a mere lousy timing that came along. But I mean, I have a commercial for it. Hang on for just a second. Hang on for just a second. I have, let me change the video file here on this stupid thing here. I'm going to mute the game here too, so pardon me for just a second. I rarely ever do this, so just bear with me for a sec. Properties. Let's find the commercial ones, shall we? Yeah, that's me. Cheer, chicken, Colony Wars, commercials. Okay, let's go here. More advanced than Game & Watch stuff. Everything was more advanced than Game & Watch stuff, to be fair. Okay, let's see if I can find it real fast. Hang on. Properties. Let's see. Dude, that's Telstar. That came from Coleco. That's Berserk. That's an arcade game for the Atari. There's Atari stuff again. There's Vectrex. Hang on.
Vectrex was chosen 2-1 over Atari and Intellivision for.
Actually, it was. I can get to the beginning because I hate the slide thing on this.
Atari in the playoff.
Yeah.
Video game company stacks up to Atari.
There you go. These are old-timey commercials that sometimes throws into the intermission.
My Atari? My television?
How about for this?
It'll look like that.
Introducing the revolutionary Vectrex arcade system. No TV set needed. Instead,
Now, first-person view, kind of. Not really mode 7, more primitive than that. Okay. You intrigue me. I have to find out what that is now. Because I have over 30 consoles. But that's one of my favorites there. But like I said, it came out really poor timing here.
It's great in the arcade.
Oh, Star Wars. I love this game. Like 4 to 6 colors max, I think. Okay. Not what I thought it was. That's a good question. Like I said, that's a very good question. Because I can think of some things that flamed out like real fast. Because there was a pair of Odysseys out there, one from 72, one from 77. But those were television consoles. Let's see. There's there's the Fairchild. There was the Telstar, but that didn't have any driving games to it. There was a TV scoreboard from Radio Shack, but it wasn't battery operated, and you hooked up to the TV. Let's see. Yeah, it's tripping memory lane. That's why this is video game memory lane. We talk about video games here when we can. Standalone TV toy without connecting to a TV. I don't know. That's you actually stumped me. Congratulations. You did it. All right. Getting back to the console real fast. We're going to go back to our Nintendo 64. Let me give you a round of applause here for a second here, because we don't get that too often. Where is it? There it is. It's a video game. That's the thing. Yes. In my case, we can do one of these. All right. So, let's see. There is a stunt track. Oh, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate it. Okay, where is the stupid thing here? We got one race. Now we got circuit practice. Practice, I think, actually has a stunt track. There it is. Okay, this is one of my favorite tracks in this whole stupid game. Now we're going to keep the sedan because it sucks. All right, let's do it. Now, the other San Francisco Rush game that had this was San Francisco Rush 2049 and had a better stunt track than this. But here you have like minimum points. And look at that. Had I survived, I would have gotten a lot of points. It's still rolling. Of course it is. I do have that for my Dreamcast. I do have that for here, but I didn't bring it out tonight. Or today, I should say. Okay, good job. Great job. Okay, we're now on the top layer. The object is try to get as many points as you can by successfully doing stunts. Like hang time, rolls, and not going like that. The early 3D with PS1 and Nintendo 64 was some of the most fun stuff to play at the time. I agree. Because they got to be inventive. 3D was a brand spanking new thing, particularly with the PlayStation. It was like the first affordable 3D engine at $300 when it premiered. I was excited, but at first not so much, because I was familiar with Sony publishing for video games. It was what was it? Sony ImageSoft. And they were responsible for games like Sewer Shark for the Sega CD, a few others. I'm like, do I really want them as a publisher? Well, they were much more than a publisher. Of course, the relationship they had with Nintendo and the non-existing product that came about was the result of that, because Nintendo decided to say, you know what, never mind all that, we'll do it ourselves. And they're like, fine, we already have all this hardware, screw you. And so that's what kind of happened, and boy, did it take off. Now, realize the Sega Saturn also was available at that time, but that was such a heavy 2D engine, and they thought 2D was going to be the way going forward. 3D was too experimental, and they truly miscalculated. And yet, strangely enough, it has one of my favorite racers on the Saturn would be Sega Rally Championship. Of course, Daytona would be up there too. But they did not make a 3D engine like what Sony did. And you could tell. I love the lore about Sony, Nintendo, Sega. Yeah. Oh, it was fierce. Now, it's funny. It's not the first console wars. First console wars goes back in 1979. What the release of what Mattel made was called the Intellivision. And believe it or not, that was the first 16-bit console, despite the fact of that era, because it used a Motorola processor that was a 16-bit processor. I think it was the 8060 or something like that. And, of course, it had better graphics than Atari. Everything had better graphics than Atari, to be fair. And then Coleco came out with the ColecoVision, and now we have our three-way war back in the second generation of gaming. So, yeah, it's good times for that, because you try to put out your best product to entice customers to buy your hardware. And the dynamic between Sony and Nintendo, particularly of this era, Sega not so much. They kind of got written off, which is a shame because I love my Saturn. But yeah, Sony had a great piece of hardware, but it aged fast. Nintendo had an excellent piece of hardware, but it was limited by its media, the cartridge. As you can see, the resolution is pretty good, but the texture sample is low. I mean, Blur City, of course, all that fog and everything too. It's a memory. I just realized I have yet to score. I have yet to score one single lousy stupid point. I'm yammering about frickin' days of my youth. Because I will say that my favorite console of all time, believe it or not, is a ColecoVision. You probably say, what the hell is Coleco? Yeah, Coleco was a second generation console made from the Connecticut and Leather Company. And they were actually in gaming before all this too. They were actually making like home pinball tables that were never full size. 80s and 90s, exactly. I try. I got started doing a lot of this back in the 70s. First arcade game I ever played was Space Invaders. But before that I was playing pinball tables. So, back about 76 or so. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I just have the cursed luck of not forgetting things too easily. And it does have its downsides. I got 2 points. I didn't even... Okay, woo. Barrel roll. Barrel roll. Survive. All right. We're doing great. Oh, I'm on the top. Well, hell. Let's go down that yellow slide, shall we? I'm going to get more points if I can help it. Okay, here we go. Too much hang time. Yeah, I didn't get any points for it. Okay, they're the flags right there. Okay, we can do this. We can do this. Come on. Let's go. Oh, well. Well, we kind of missed the slide there. Figures. We're back on the lovely leafy greens here. My only thing about this Benevolent, it's an expensive hobby. And I've collected stuff. I don't brag about too many things about what I've done over the years, with this as an exception. Because I also have a Ms. Pac-Man arcade cabinet in my living room. There's a Pac-Man in my garage. And I've collected various PCBs over the years, including things like Dragon Slayer, Laserdisc, Space Ace, Dragon Slayer 2, Cliffhanger, so forth. It's an expensive hobby. But my hobby has been over the last 49 years or so. Just shy of 49 years. So, having said that, you get to know a few things. And I actually did retail for this for a little more than 10 years, back in the 90s and 2000s. Probably can guess the retailer as well. Actually, a series of retailers. Okay, hello. Hello. Are you serious? I couldn't survive that? My God. I am slipping. But I used to hang around the arcades all the time. And I mentioned before you guys raided in, there used to be a place called Grand Prix Racerama out in Fort Lauderdale. And I would be there about every week. And of course, they get all these new games. They were a showcase arcade, which means they sell any game that's on the floor. And you know, when you get to see Tekken for the first time, or Street Fighter Alpha, or Mortal Kombat, you know, the various Street Fighters in general, Street Fighter 2 Championship, Heavy Gravity, whatever, Soul Edge, of course, all the racers, from Virtual Racing to Outrun, Daytona. You get to see who's playing what and who's enjoying the games, knowing that probably down the road there will be an arcade port. Okay, I don't know how I got airborne with that one. I have no... Okay, that's... Yeah, ceiling rubs don't seem to work out too well. 2 whole points. Here we go. But when I see people clamoring around Mortal Kombat, and yet, while it's a good fighter, it's not a... It's a good fighter based on the graphics and, you know, the shock value and all that kind of stuff. But as an actual, you know, technical fighter, it's okay. I got 4 points for that. Cool. Remember playing Raiden 2. Oh, yes. An Asian Mall and 1cc, but I had to quit on the final mission because Mom didn't want me to play 2. You have my sympathies. Oh, my God. Okay, so back in the late 80s, Now, this is kind of a different thing, but back in the late 80s, there was a brawler out there called The Simpsons. It was made by Konami. And it never really got a home version of it. So if you wanted to play it, you had to stick around in the arcades. And my brother and I were playing it, and we got to the last damn level. The owner was so impressed. Absolutely. That's a tough game. Hell, all ratings are. All ratings are. We got to the last level of The Simpsons, and we ran out of quarters, damn it. Some kid came up behind us. We're about ready to go. No, we're about to head out. Some kid came up behind us and gave us like 6 quarters. Here, can you beat the game for me, please? Like, wow. Okay. Any objections? No? Okay. Arcade Simpsons beat 'em up. That game was so hard. Those games were hard by default. And say, wow, video games were so hard back then. Yes, they were. They wanted your money. We call them quarter crunchers. And when you get, you're putting in 50 cents at a time to play a game, and all of a sudden, you lose your lives. Oh, another 50 cents in. You lose your lives, another 50. You realize you just spent a good chunk of your pocket change, your money. Give us the 25 cents. You could do that. You could actually set up the credit level on most of those games. They could have easily gone 25 cents, but they didn't. Because games got more expensive, and they just wanted to make that money back. And so you spent $5 on a video game in the arcades. And the Terminator. I think there was a Predator versus Aliens. There was. Beat 'em up game with the samurai Japanese girl. They've made a lot of Aliens versus Predators games. The first one I ever saw was on the Atari Jaguar back in the mid-90s. It was okay. It was a first-person shooter, actually. But yeah, they've kind of made a metaverse early on. But arcades, they were a thing of their own beast back in those days. Again, they just wanted your money. Okay, I don't know how I got there. 7 points. The very hilly terrain suddenly. Okay, now we're seeing the horizon sideways. That's always perfect. Doing great. My favorite. See, I've come from a different background. My favorite fighting game is a little game called Virtua Fighter, at least a series, because it's so technical. You cannot button mash and win by nature. You have to actually know what the hell you're doing. Other games like Killer Instinct, which definitely was a button masher, and even Tekken to some degree, didn't necessarily have to know what you're doing in order to win. But Virtua Fighter, you had to. That's why I kind of preferred that one. Okay, I actually got a point off that. How? Virtua Fighter. And for the home versions, Virtua Fighter 2 for Sega Saturn is one of the best things I've ever seen. Because considering the hardware is nothing like a Model 2. Saturn's just a 2D beast. I'm a low-key dull 4 enjoyer for literal gameplay depth and mechanics. Yeah. I mean, games can be pretty and all that. I've seen many a pretty game. But the challenge sucks. The handling sucks. The overall gameplay is mediocre at best. That type of thing. That's a turnoff for me. Back when I got started, hell, we had black and white games. They weren't color yet. So, like Space Invaders, that's a black and white game. It had a color overlay over it to make it color. But the gameplay is key. And as an old gamer, as such as I am, I think we've run out of ideas. It's kind of like what they say in Hollywood. The filing cabinet's kind of empty now. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Oh, well, I can see my house from here. Oh, crap. Doing great. But yeah, as far as the fighting game, Virtua Fighter was the thing. And, it came with your Saturn, if you actually got one. I don't know too many people that actually had a Sega Saturn, believe it or not. Tamagotchi, Digimon, Virtual. Oh my God! Don't get me started on those. Actually, I have a Pac-Man Tamagotchi hanging right next to me. When I put my camera back on, you'll be able to see it. Tamagotchis. Remember selling those? They were cute at first, and then all those knockoffs kind of came into play, and it got irritating after a while. Do you have this Tamagotchi? No. Do you see it behind me? No, we don't have any of that. Go away. Make them much smaller. Well, they came in different sizes, true. Now, as far as like the legitimate Tamagotchi, yeah. But like I said, they were being outpaced by all those knockoffs. How? I still got a point for that. Okay, I have 153 seconds left. We can do it. We can do it. And go! What? Oh, that's a wall. Never mind. Y'all didn't see that. Dumbass. Collected all the knockoffs? Well, they were plenty to collect, trust me. I'm trying to remember who made the original Tamagotchi. I think it was Bandai, before they merged with Namco. I think. Oh, I got a big score out of that one. Yeah. The casing and the hardware too huge. They had to come up with new gimmicks and everything like that. But by the time they kind of fell out of favor, and you know, again, I was working for one of the leading video game retailers at the time. Oh, I can see stars. That's promising. Well, the stars are fading away now. Oh, there you go. Not bad. They kind of poisoned their own market, if you will. There was just too much saturation. And, you know, just like everything else, Beanie Babies and stuff like that, you just simply get tired of seeing them. 2005 is when they stopped being relevant. Yeah, about. That's about when I got out of the business, as far as selling this crap. I'm going to try this half-life here. Yeah. Nope. Well, okay. I tried a little too well there. Oh, I made it. But I didn't get any points. I'm seeing a little too much purple here. Okay, there you go. What happens is they okay, I'll give you a good example. Star Wars Phantom Menace. We played Pod Racer or Episode 1 Racer earlier here in the stream. We had a lot of Star Wars toys. And I remember my company was like, this is the first time we're carrying this stuff. Star Wars toys have always been, you know, the thing to collect. There will be collector's items. You're going to make a lot of money off of it. We had so many leftover toys that we couldn't, because it was Episode 1. Not exactly the fan favorite. The merchandise was all over the place. And our president said we will never carry Star Wars toys ever again. We went from, yeah, this is going to be the greatest thing, to, oh my God, what the hell were we thinking? Literally in a span of about maybe 5 months. We don't get that too often. I have to admit, that's a great phenomena of a 180 thinking. Oh, we're almost done. Screw that. Bye. I ran out of gas. 33 points, not too shabby. Alrighty. All right, I got to do some stuff with my wife here. I don't do long streams. They're usually 2 hours. We did a 2.5 hour stream today, thereabouts. So we're going to go ahead and wrap things up for today. Thank you for the follows, guys. Appreciate it. New Dawn 25, of course, Benevolent, whom I'm talking to, and Relearn Games. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. If you like what you saw, if you haven't followed yet, please do so. I would greatly appreciate it. And I probably could turn on the music too instead of the music that you hear right now. The signify that, yes, we are ending stream. And how long have I been doing this? About 3 years now? Never would guess. What demand too high? Everything was too high with Star Wars. Oh my God, you have no idea. I mean, I love Star Wars toys. I collected them back in the day, but I played with them too. Never left them in my boxes. Amazing what people think. If you want to see my past streams that are no longer found here on Twitch, you can check out my YouTube channel. You want to see the various crap that I've collected over the last 48 years, excuse me, of gaming, check out my Instagram page. You can see the link down there. And if you want to know when I'm doing something stupid, you know, something like this, that's Blue Sky out there for you. Alrighty. Thank you very much for showing up here. I want to see, I don't usually raid on a Saturday. I want to see if Curly's still there. So hang on for just a second. I'm going to go hit the raid button as I knock over my bottle of alcohol here to clean the cartridges, because I am so freaking clumsy. She's still streaming? She is not. That's what I thought. She was about to get off there. Okay, so Anyway, thank you very much. Monday night, by the way, we returned to Lufia and the Fortress of Doom. That's a Super Nintendo RPG that came out about 1993, I want to say. It's my first time playing it. Bought the game 30 years ago. I played it for the first time now. Stupid me, but there it is. Monday and Thursday nights we'll be playing that, days 14 and 15. And assuming we don't beat the game, because we are getting far into the game there. And of course, next Saturday will be another Video Game Memory Lane. Thank you very much for being here. We will see you next time. Have yourself a great weekend. See ya. Bye. Here are my socials. If you like the art that you see there, Billy Graphics did all that. Billy Jackson, I should say. Twitter.com/Billy Graphics. And some jackass with the music. See ya. Bye.